Ultimately, the result pleased me at the end of it, because if I sat here and we'd lost 3-1, it'd be a lot different feeling from everybody. But there's some really good performances. I thought Josh Cullen, he deserved the man of the match. I thought he was excellent. I thought Alan Brown was. I loved James Collins' performance when he came on. He played like a proper centre forward and knocked the centre half around and upset him. Won the ball, set it up for his own goal. Jack Byrne lit the place up, to be fair, with his forward passing. Created 2 goals, assisted certainly in 2, his first pass for Ender. I thought all of those things pleased me no end. They were very good. That's not knocking others, but some of them stood out more than others.
Is there a degree that you don't know what to expect when you make 10 changes, or have you seen enough in training to know that they could put in a cohesive performance?
Yes, because if you consider that whenever we've done any shape or any teamwork, they've always played against those players. There might be a couple missing, might be a couple different, but overall there's probably been 8 or 9 of those players. You know, right, it would have been the Dock, it wouldn't have been Cyrus Christie. There'd have been a few changes, but there might be 7 of them that were always playing together, probably 8 or 9 at most. Certainly this week they have. So I thought they would put in a cohesive performance. I wasn't worried about that.
Jamie.
Mick, you mentioned that Jack Byrne lit the game up, and you've seen him a little bit in the League of Ireland. There's been lots of hype around him here from people who follow the League of Ireland, but to have seen him in the last couple of weeks in the session, to have seen him in the half an hour tonight, were you happy to be able to actually see him up close and see what he can do?
Yeah, in a game, he's got that position to play up behind James, or certainly in a more forward position. And I've told him, I said, if I see you collecting it between the 2 centre halves, I'm going to kick him up the hole. So, and he knows that, and I'm saying that with a glint in my eye and a bit of a joke. But he's so effective when he's up the pitch. He's got goals in him, and his pass for Andy was just terrific. And he started threading balls. And let's just put it in perspective, because would he be different if he's up against those big Swiss midfield players running off him? Oh, absolutely. So, but it's horses for courses, and when we needed to create something, he did it for us. He was excellent.
And is he the type of player in these away games coming up who you feel you may use to change a game if we need it?
Yes, to change it, yes. If we need a goal, then I think he's got that. To go away to Georgia and Switzerland and have him in there, that midfield, that might prove difficult, I have to be honest.
And the Irish under-21s had a really good win as well. I know you were focusing your own game, but I'm sure you've heard the result, and Troy Parrott got a couple more goals. And
he did, yeah.
You were able to see them on Thursday night, wasn't it? I think.
Friday.
You've had a chance to meet your own group, your own lads tonight, and you know the under-21s have done quite well. So do you feel there's a real kind of freshness of options among the younger lads around the group of the 21s at the moment?
I've just been saying to the TV, the 21s have not qualified for anything, have they ever? And I sent Stephen a text today. I said, look, good luck, all the best. I hope it goes well for you. And he said, it's a different game today. I said, I know it is. But you've got a good team. That is a good team. And I said that before the game. They're going to beat Sweden away 3-1. I think they're solid in all departments. And for me to be taking them unnecessarily away from that, unless, of course, I keep saying it, you know, Troy Parrott gets in the team at Tottenham, or Connolly gets in the team at Tottenham, and Lumby I really like. But if I'd have took them today and just played them half a game or something, and the 21s would have got beat. So you might give me a bit of credence for that. I mean, Stephen, I think at the moment, he's just got the best job. I've come in and we've got the results, so we've got a bit of momentum, however we've done it. Stephen's got the 21s, they're his team. You're all talking about him coming through into the first team. Well, when he gets a job, it's not going to be that long now. Next November, it might be before that. He's perfectly placed. And at the meantime, it's me that's come in and could have quite easily took the brickbats had we withdrawn in Gibraltar or lost in Gibraltar. And that's been protected him from that. And hopefully we qualify and we get to the Euros, and it will be seen as some a really good decision to have done what was done. So I think we should just, and I'm delighted for him, and for Keith, Jim Crawford, they've got really good staff. And I have to say, I thought on Friday night they were different class. I didn't think the opposition were great, but they've gone today and beaten Sweden. And as far as Troy Parrott is concerned, Stephen didn't pick him. So, you know, he wasn't going to, no wonder he wouldn't want me to phone him, because he wouldn't have to tell me he wasn't playing him. So, but what I do love about Troy Parrott is that when you're being left out of the team, you come on and have an effect. You don't come on and sulk and show everybody your distaste because you weren't from the start. So fair play to him. I'm delighted with him.
Chop here.
Hey.
Yes.
Mick,
He's still not getting in the team, by the way, whatever you ask.
just wondering, I think the attacking tonight was a bit of an issue.
Sorry, go on.
I think tonight you weren't clinical enough at times. Is that a big issue for you going forward, especially because that seemed to be a big issue on Thursday night too, that you just couldn't finish chances? You were good at creating chances, but taking that final step and actually converting them.
I think we're not very good at creating chances this evening. I thought we were wasteful with our final ball and our cross, and we gave the ball away too much. And on a night when we've been more clinical than we've been in the last, we've scored 3 goals, and we've never been anywhere near that. So I think we've took our chances particularly well. Certainly, you know, a great corner kick from Jack, but what a towering header. Ronan Curtis come on the inside and made the keeper save, and the 2 lads are up behind it. Brownie gets it. So I thought we could have been more creative, if I'm honest. But when the chances came, we took them.
Ed.
I suppose it could have been perceived as a game where you were almost auditioning for impact players for upcoming games. Players who, you know, you've put out a fairly sort of consistent team, so a lot of players will be playing for like last 20 minutes, last 30 for future games. So would that have helped the likes of Collins and Jack Byrne to come on into that situation that they did tonight, almost more of a realist sort of performance tonight, you know, of something what you're actually looking for? Do you get what I'm saying?
So what was the
question? You know, in terms of in terms of Jack Byrne,
I know what you're asking.
Yeah.
Jack's he's made a real impression. He's made an impression in training whenever he's been in. But he has to, for me, that's where he has to play. He has to play further forward because, and you can trust him with the ball. He's always going to find a pass. I keep saying to you, there's a complete difference when you're playing that midfield, and if we're being dominated with the ball, that's a completely different thing. James Collins, I thought his performance was excellent. He came on first of all, he upset the centre back, as I said. He ran in the channel, they had to kick it out for a throw in. He held it up really well. I was delighted with him, and they did make an impact in the game, certainly.
And then just, I don't want to go on about Troy Parrott too much, but another player who made an impact off the bench tonight. Could it be a case of you bringing like a wild card on, you know, for these remaining matches where you might just give someone 10 minutes at the end to just, if you need a goal, someone like Troy?
I've never ruled anybody out, have I? So, every chance.
So it's a case of if he's good enough, he's old enough, yeah.
That's always been the case, to be honest.
And so just to finish for me, tonight's performance, the team, Bulgaria, I suppose, would you equate them on a similar level to Georgia? And I noticed the formation was the same, but the line was quite high, and you know.
Whose formation was the same? Sorry.
Your formation of 4-3-3 sort of.
Sorry, ours was, yes.
Yeah. So, and from the start, the defence seemed to be playing that bit higher. Is that a sort of trial run for what you're looking for in Georgia?
Well, I think we could be higher up because they were passing the ball to each other in the 6-yard box, and I mean, got away with it like that on a number of occasions, and we'd watched them. Have you seen the goals they conceded against England? The most ridiculous goals. And probably they had more confidence playing against us than they did against England. So we were right with the pitch. We're trying to nick it off, and if we nick it in the 18-yard box, we're likely to score. In fact, James Collins did when he first came on. We've tried to press them, but let me tell you, you know, we were at home against Georgia. It'll be a different ball game when we go there, but we'll still try and press them. We're not going to change our way of playing. I think if you allow good football teams, certainly Denmark, Switzerland, Georgia, and Georgia are a good football side, if you allow them to settle and do what they want to do, it's going to cause us problems. So we try to stop them doing what they want to do.
Gavin.
Hi Mick, how did
It
you
doesn't always work, but we do try.
how did you feel the Conor Howrahan at left back experiment went?
See, you all got it wrong. It's never been an experiment. He'd no chance playing at left back, ever.
Okay.
Ever. No.
Can I ask why you put him there tonight?
Yeah, to give him 65 minutes of football, and you know, I know James can play there. So out of the squad, who else would have played there? And then you all tell me Cyrus Christie can play left back. Somebody said that to me in a press conference there the other day. Well, he's not a left back. Seamus has played all the games. Didn't want him to be there. I gave him minutes on the pitch, and the only way it was ever going to be is if he knocked the socks off me and surprised me no end that he could cope with a flying right winger, which I didn't think he ever could. I thought he did it well though, because their wing back was telling him behind him. He handled it. There's nothing came down his side. He was never playing there.
And sorry, just another question on Troy Parrott. Is there anything specific that he can do over the next month to convince you that he's ready to be included in a matchday squad in Georgia or in Switzerland?
Specific. In the first team, playing the first team. You do realise that the 21s and the 23s where he's playing is pretty much far removed from where we're playing, don't you? There is a huge difference. If I think it's right, I'll take him, yeah. And we'll try and get him watched in between times. It'd be interesting. You know, he's come on, he's scored his goals. I wonder what there is. What would have been the questions if he'd not come on and Stephen's not played him. It's nice when it works.
Last couple of
Very
questions,
great
please.
reaction. So yes, if he is, and so James Collins has kind of nailed his place, I would say today, and then we'll see about the others. See who I've got. See who's injured. See who's fit. See who's not.
I won't ask about Troy Parrott. John
You
Egan
should
was
be repeating yourself, then, won't you?
John Egan was named as captain today. How do you think he performed in that role?
I thought he was great, John. I mean, performed in the captain's role. I mean, he just played well. Sometimes a captain's armband affects somebody in a negative way, actually, because I'm the captain. I've got to do something that I don't do normally, and of course sometimes it has a positive effect. I think it was more positive with John. I keep saying I've got John. I think he's a really good player, but our defensive record with Duffer and Richard Keogh is particularly good. So it's just unfortunate. That's happened throughout the years. There's some good players that don't get games because a partnership is doing well, whether it's a right back and a right wing or two centre forwards or midfield players. And that's just unfortunate for him. But what I love about him, as he sulked, as he heck, he's coming in at a really good performance today.
Last question, Jamie.
Mick, you mentioned earlier on about what's going to happen at the end of your contract and when Stephen Kenny due to take over with the first team. Just given how well your team has done so far, how well the under 21s have done, do you ever see a circumstance where that might change, where the arrangement might be kicked down the road a couple of years, given that you'll be a new FAI board, possibly a new chief executive, and possibly new people in charge of the FAI, just given the fact that the 21s in the senior team have gone very well so far?
No.
There you go.